I know that this film is not getting positive reviews, but let me let all of you rest in peace and let you know that this film is really Welcome to Cine Here, where you come for all of your media needs. My name is Ray, and today I am reviewing Black Adam, directed by Collet-Serra, starring Dwayne Johnson and Aldis Hodge. This film is about Black Adam, who is played by Dwayne Johnson, receiving powers from the Egyptian gods over 5,000 years ago. Not only was he in prison, but he is now freed, and he is seeking justice for himself and the people of Kahndaq. It's safe to say that a lot of people have very low expectations for DC films, and it is warranted. DC has failed us all. Not only have they failed their fans, but they have failed people that don't really know much about the DC universe, but know that they have the stigma of making bad films. So we was really hoping, or at least I was really hoping, that Black Adam did not fall in line with the same bad DC films that we've been getting in the last decade. I know. All of the DC films don't suck, but most of them do. We got to be honest. So we were hoping that Dwayne Johnson could save the day. We was hoping that not only can he swoop in and make Black Adam a solid anti-hero superhero film, but we was also hoping that he can maybe breathe some life back into the DCU universe. And let me tell you right now, I know that this film is not getting positive reviews, but let me let all of you rest in peace and let you know that this film is really good. I don't care what any of the critics are saying. You have me to back you up when you go watch this film. If people say, why are you watching that film? It is getting such bad reviews. It's because Ray sent you to the theaters to watch it. Go watch this film right now. And let me let you know why I think that this film was good. First and foremost, let's talk about the action. Let's talk about the action. You know, anytime we're dealing with these superhero movies, a lot of us just want good and hearty action. A lot of us just want to see, not necessarily heads roll, but we want to see high levels of CGI that looks really good, but that is conveying these superhero powers and on what they can and can't do. And I think that this film excels at delivering that. Dwayne Johnson looked like someone that was unstoppable. And one of his biggest combatants in this movie was the Justice League of America. That is where my boy Dr. Fate and Hawkman and Cyclone and Atom Smasher, this is where you get that collection of group that you've seen on the trailer combating Black Adam. And this movie doesn't have a traditional villain, right? Because everybody in this movie has a perspective. I think that this is where this movie kind of veers away from a lot of other superhero movies. Being that it is an anti-hero movie, you fall in line with thinking who is right and who is wrong in these films. It's kind of really hard to take sides on what you would deem the heroes, which would be the Justice League of America. Is Black Adam really the villain? This film makes you ask that question, and that is why this film is so good, is because they put you in these positions to ask questions like that. And you typically don't get those same questions, again, in other superhero films. I guess the sour part about this film for me is that the person that they, I guess you could say, prop up as the villain wasn't really that much in the film. He did play a part, a really big part in the third act, and I cannot mention again, the third act of this film was so good. But let me not get off track. The villain, Sabak, was not fleshed out as much as you probably would like in a film like this. But I just don't want you to make that be the reason why you think that this film is lacking somewhere. Because yes, I am saying that he could have been more fleshed out and we could have got more backstory on him and not get not get a little bit of exposition near the end where he finally reached his pinnacle, right? We could have got a little bit more during the movie, but I don't think it was about him. I really believe that he served as more of the catalyst of a villain than he was the actual person that you should care about in watching this film. This wasn't like Heath Ledger playing the Joker and Batman. This wasn't like that. You didn't get that from this film. And if you are a fan of witty dialogue, if you are a fan of amazing exchanges and banter, I think that this film has that in plenty. I think every film with Dr. Fate and Black Adam was a masterpiece. I think they did such a good job of making sure that everything felt authentic, but at the same time letting you know that Black Adam is a man out of time. There is a young character in the film by the name of Ahmad Tomas, and him and Black Adam gave me a T2 kind of feel. They had that same relationship. A man that does not know what is going on and that is kind of being schooled by somebody that is of this time. And he's telling him to do and say certain things, kind of how they did in T2. And I also thought that was done right. This film is not great. I don't want to sit here and act like I'm just so hyped, but the film was way better than a lot of people give it credit for. And I'll have to be here to tell you guys that you should go watch it, honestly. Even before I give it a rating, you should go watch the film. With that being said, I would have to give Black Adam a 8.3 out of 10. I really do believe that DC has finally made another good film. They don't have many. This is just one of the few that they had that is not dealing with Batman. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you follow or subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And also, I love to hear what you think about this movie. I got to. I want to hear everybody's opinion. I need to hear all y'all opinions because I know it's going to vary in scope. Let's have that conversation in the comments. And don't forget, you seen it here.